Hello everyone. So today we will be talking about the Tour de France. The Tour de France is well underway in it, and currently we are on the 11th. Today will conclude the 12th stage of the race. The tour consists of 21 stages, and the Tour de France is the one of the three grand tours. The other two are Giro d'Italia, which is the Tour of Italy, and then we have the Vuelta a España, which is the Tour of Spain. The Tour de France being the most prestigious grand tour, and it is divided into 21 stages. The 21 stages include anywhere from flat terrain to hilly terrain to mountainous terrain. And most of the tour takes place in France. However, regional countries like Spain, Italy, for example, like this tour, the 2024 tour, which actually started in Florence, Italy. So most of the stages, they do take in place in France, and mainly the most demanding and most challenging stages are the stages in the Pyrenees and the Alps, the French Pyrenees and the Alp Pyrenees. And so these are one of the hardest stages that usually is the most challenging. This year is of particular interest because France is hosting the 2024 Olympics as well. So since 1975, the tour will terminate not in the Champs-Élysées in downtown Paris, basically. Usually the tour is concluded with making multiple circles around the Champs-Élysées. And actually this particular year the tour will be ending in Nice, France, instead of Paris. Since 1975 it always ended up in Paris, but this time will terminate in Nice. And this tour is a bit different as well from other tours, because most of the tours, at least, so the stages are there are 21 stages. They include flat terrain, hilly, mountainous terrain. They also include 2 time trials done at different stages. And what is different about this year, since 1989, is that one of the time trials will be toward the end of the tour, which means that the contenders for the tour will basically be working extra hard right toward the end of the tour, because usually the time trials took place earlier in the tour, and based on the riders' classification, um, like which depends on how many stages he won for the tour. Usually they'll just the final um, stage will be almost guaranteed to win the tour, and so they just ride to Paris or ride to the Champs-Elysees with a champagne bottle in their hand, and they don't have to do any extra effort because the race has already been determined within the last couple of stages. But that's gonna change this year because one of the time trial is happening toward the later stages, and we will see a vicious competition at the end of this year's tour. And as we mentioned, it's actually terminating in Nice, France this year. And so today's route, and they are probably done in their route now. By this time they would have been done, and they are just arriving. So they started from Yvon-les-Bains, and they just arrived at Les Lirons now. So, and they will be completing the rest of the stages in the coming days. It's worth to mention this tour has had a great start overall. There has been a lot of competition, especially yesterday. Stage 11, it was significant for Tadej Pogačar, a Croatian bicyclist for the UAE team. He is the favorite coming into the to this tour here. He had a bit of a setback due to injury in the last tour, and so Jonas Vingegaard has been the winner for the Tour de France in the last couple of tours, and so he's basically trying to defend his status as a Grand Tour winner. And so yesterday he basically attacked 30 kilometers to the finish line, which required a lot of physical effort from Jonas Vingegaard, who was like one of the contenders. Of course, we cannot count him out, but as we said, Pogačar is probably the favorite. Looks like it. And yesterday's attack came in too early, and the attack came too early, and it was according to analysts like Lance Armstrong, he thought that he attacked too early, and that wasn't needed because he needed all of the time and all of the rest that him and his teammates and the other teams to rest for the mountains when they go into the Pyrenees. So that was yesterday's stage. Was very interesting stage, competitive stage. He ended up not winning that stage. Jonas Vingegaard, he ended up taking him within the last sprint, and he had about 30. He didn't have much time on him, but Um, he did have time actually when he made the attack earlier on, but at the end he couldn't finish at the couldn't quench the stage. So Jonas Vingegaard ended up winning the stage yesterday. And so interesting Tour de France this year. It is a grand tour, very beautiful scenery out in the French countryside, and we will be looking forward to watch the rest of the tour. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and I will see you in the next one.